everybody. I'm getting set up, trying to get us going. Sorry, I was trying to do a few things before the live, and so I'm not 100% set up, but for the most part I am. We have a few things to talk about. Let's see. Put up my little sign. I need to see where I'm at here. Sorry guys, I'm a little slow today, but hopefully you guys will pop in. I don't know exactly what's going on, but hopefully people will start popping in here. I am getting my iPad ready. Let's see if I can find myself. I don't know what YouTube is doing today. Let's see. If you guys are with me, let me know. Hey Lou, I'm glad you found me. I am still trying to find me so that I can see what everything looks like. All right, let's see. I think that I got that up. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I don't know who's popping in today. Hopefully people will be able to find me. I'm gonna refresh this here and make sure that it's listed as public, and it is. All right, we're almost there. Almost ready, I think. Can you hear me better now, Lou? Hopefully you can hear me better now. Well, I will just start talking about the things that are going on. Today is the last day to sign up for Paper Pumpkin for the January kit. Tomorrow is the day that they'll start getting them ready and prepped and mailed out. The theme is Key to My Heart. And the boxes, I believe, are still available if you want the add-on boxes that go with the kit that will be shipped tomorrow. Those are super cute. The theme is Locked in Love. And it comes with 9 cards, 3 each, 3 designs, 9 envelopes, Fresh Freesia's the ink spot color, padlock and key die cuts that you can mix and match. Of course, an exclusive stamp set. And the add-on is item number 162417. And it's $11, and you get 10 heart-shaped boxes with keys. They are finished size 3" by 4". and they're super cute hearts. So if you're interested in treat boxes, paper pumpkin, this is the way to go. Kit's collection is like getting paper pumpkin, only you know what you're getting. If you guys are just joining me, please let me know that you're here and that you can hear me, and that where you're from. That would be awesome. I would love to say hi. So the Kids collection is located in my online store, inkyhandswarmhearts.com. You're going to click shop with me, and when you do, it'll take you directly to my online store. In my online store, you're going to look for the Kids collection, and there's a whole bunch of different kits available. The newest one was available on the 5th of January. This is it right here, and it is adorable. It is the Saying Thanks kit. It comes with 9 cards, 3 each, 3 designs, and it's a non-stamping kit. So it's $13. The non-stamping kits are a little less expensive because you don't get a stamp set with them. But isn't this an adorable kit? Lou, can you still hear me? I just want to double check that you can hear me. You said that you can barely hear me, and I haven't heard back if you can hear me better now. The one that started in December, or came out in December, is a stamped kit. It comes with a stamp set. That one's $21, and it comes with 20 treat boxes. They look like little envelope boxes, which I think is super adorable. Hi, John. Can you hear me okay? And this one is called the Love Treats Kit. The one prior to that was one with a globe and a pocket watch, which is great for masculine cards. Again, $21. You get 8 cards, 4 each, 2 designs. Very cool die cuts. The globe is super awesome. I love that pocket watch as well. And then I'm not sure if this is back in stock, but I think that it is. And it is our birthday card organizer kit, which is an 8x10 monthly planner and 12 birthday cards, 2 designs, 6 each, for $25. So that is those are the kits that I have. Celebration has started, which is so exciting, of course. Gotta love when you get free products. And my favorite thing is that I get to open the catalogs with you guys. So I'm very happy about that. Let's see. We are going to be doing a project for the Fun Dip. And you know those little packets of Fun Dip that are super fun for kids. One of the stamp sets we're going to be using is the Adorable Owls. It is a free set that you can earn with a $50 purchase in the United States. Every market has their own values for each of the free items. In the US, which is where I am allowed to sell, it's a $50 purchase, and you can get this Adorable Owls stamp set free. I've paired it with something from the mini catalog because, of course, if you need to get that set for free, you have to spend money to do so. And so I have paired that with page 39. And it is the Conversation Bubbles bundle. I think it is just one of the cutest bundles in this catalog. I love a lot of the catalog bundles, but this one is great because you can pair it with lots of other stamp sets that you already own and that are in this catalog, and I think it's perfect for Valentine's Day treats. So I paired it with this. This bundle is $46.75. So if you add this and a pack of, let's say, dimensionals, you've hit your $50 threshold, and you can get your Adorable Owls for free. I have also used the Dandy Designs Designer Series paper, which is a $100 level project. Let me find it. Here it is. It's this really pretty pack of paper. I call it sherbet colors because it is the color of that. And I'm going to show you. We're going to use this one today for the project. But there's just the cutest colors in this pack of paper. This is free with a $100 purchase. And there's some really great paper in here. Sorry, I'm not very good at doing this with my carpal tunnel acting up. I have a hard time using my hands, so I apologize that that went by pretty fast. So let me show you what we are going to be making today. So this is the treat holder that we're making. Isn't it cute? So this treat holder, the ribbon slides off and it flips up, and then there is one of the conversation bubbles. It says love ya. And then inside you have your fun dip. So these packages, I got a fun dip from my local dollar store. They get you, I think you get 4 or 6, I can't remember, in the package. And so I decided to put 2, one of each of the flavors that they have, and make a cute little holder. Hey Cheryl, thanks for joining us. And it's a great little holder for Valentines. There's lots of things. You could put a post-it note pack in there if you wanted to put a post-it note pack. There are a variety of things. You could put a gift card in there and some snack size M&Ms. Basically, the sky's the limit. I chose to make it with Fun Dip, but you can make it with lots of different things. So I just wanted to let you know about that. Let me grab my Fun Dip and we will get started making this cool project. So at my dollar store locally, you get 6 pouches of this Fun Dip in, hi Cheryl, in this package. So I'm going to grab one of each color again for us to use for this project. All right. So we're going to make the little pouch first. He's so cute, this little owl. Isn't he precious? I just think he's adorable. All right. I'm going to put him to the side, and you can see the way I did the ribbon roll loose like that, you can just attach it easily onto your package and slide it on and off. You can also, instead of doing a knotted bow like I did, you can also do a regular bow, and then they could just untie it and tie it. But I really liked the look of this knotted bow at the top like this. So this cute stamp set has these 3 owls and some words, and then of course the conversation bubbles are so adorable. The die set is amazing. I've also used these cute little heart dies that are in here as well. So check out those in the mini catalog. If you are a customer of mine and placed an order, I hope that by now you have received your mini catalog in the mail. But if you haven't, please let me know so that I can get Stampin' Up to send it back out to you. I'm gonna move my stamps out of the way and my ink pads, and hopefully, all right, let me grab my Simply scoreboard because we're going to start with that, and I'm going to show you how to make the Fun Dip pack. Now, for those of you that watched my live when I explained how I do the custom boxes, I do treat holders similarly. So, so this piece is the part of the treat holder that folds out. So we're only going to score it on the long side, so this direction. So the short side is up. Okay, the short side is on the left, and we're going to score it down the long length. So I need that long length across the top. So we're going to take our stylus, and we are going to score 4 score marks. This piece is 3.5 inches by 10 inches. And we're going to score it at 2 inches, at 2.5 inches, at 6 inches, and at 6.5 inches. So those are the 4 marks on this piece. Now, I'm also going to need a piece that's going to house my little Fun Dip pieces, where these will fit inside, okay? And for that piece, I'm using a piece of 2.25 inches by 5.5 inches. And we're going to score that on the long side and the short side. On the long side, which is the 5.5 inch length, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, at 1 inch, oops, at 4.5 inches, and at 5 inches. So again, at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4.5, and 5. Then we're going to rotate it, and we're going to score it at 1.25 inches and at 1.5 inches. So 1.25 and 1.5. I don't think that's right. I think it's 1.25 and 1 3/4. Don't do what I say. Don't do what I do what I say. Yeah, I think it's 1.25 and 1 3/4, because it has to have a 1/2 inch bottom. So I'm pretty sure that I just glitched on that, but I did score it correctly. So at 1.5, 1.25 and 1 3/4 are the 2 score marks at the bottom. So now that this is all clear as mud because of my mistakes in explaining, I'll explain without the scoreboard in front of me. Oh my gosh. So on the larger piece, which is 10.5 by 3.5, we're going to score down the long inch length at 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 6 inches, and 6.5. On the smaller piece, which is 2.25 inches by 5.5 inches, on the long side, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4.5, and 5. And then we're going to turn it 1/4 of a turn. We're going to score it at 1.25 and 1 3/4. So that now should be clearer to you guys. I apologize for being unclear. So I'm going to grab my bone folder, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish on all of my marks, on all of my score marks. So this is the piece that forms the front, okay? Now we're going to work on the inside pocket that's going to hold the Fun Dips. So I'm going to go ahead and score on all of those marks. I'm going to do the ones that I did on the long side first, and then we'll do the ones on the short side. Okay, I'm gonna bring the camera down so that you guys can see a little better, and then I'll bring it back up once we're doing things that you need a more wide view. So I just need you guys to be able to see what I'm doing a little bit easier and see things a little bit closer. How's that? I hope that you guys can see pretty good there when I lower it and that I didn't make you seasick. Okay, so we're gonna trim, and I'm gonna use a wide bladed scissor. I don't like to use my paper snips when I cut on score marks because to me they're too thick and the blades are too thin, so I like to use a wide bladed scissor. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut away. You can see that I have 4 little squares right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna cut 3 of them away, and I'm only gonna be left with this one. And on the opposite side, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut these 3 away and only be left with this one. So the first thing I'm gonna do is come down this side, and I'm gonna cut all the way straight down that one end. And then I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna take these 2 away. I'm gonna take this one away. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that my cuts are straight. All right, this one wasn't so great, but we're gonna fix it. Bear with me because for those of you who don't know, I'm having carpal tunnel issues, and so I can't cut very well, but I'm doing the best I can for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut here. I didn't cut this one as well. There we go. I can see it now from this side. So we're gonna cut these 2 away right here. We're gonna cut straight down this line here. And then we're gonna cut this one away. So what that does, it gives us a little tab. Okay, so these 3 were cut away here, these 3 pieces, the 3 squares. And these 3 squares were cut away here, like so. And I cut down the side of this one so that I had flaps. Does everybody follow me? Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of these, we don't need them. And we're gonna glue this little piece together. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put glue on these flaps first, and I'm gonna use my Tombow multi-purpose. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on these tabs first. So I'm gonna bring those in, and I'm gonna hold those so that they are attached to that first panel. You see how there's 2 long rectangles here? It's gonna be attached to this one right here. So let's make sure that it fits and that it's nice and tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and put adhesive on my second one, and it's gonna get stuck to that inside panel. I'm just gonna hold it to let it set. And so what I have left are these 2 panels here and this panel like this, okay? So I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue like I did on those tabs right there, since that's where this piece is going to attach. I'm just gonna hold it in place just for it to set. And then this is gonna be my pocket. I like to hold it straight up and down so I know that it's square. So this is gonna be the pocket that my fun dips fit into, okay? That's what we're making, is that pocket for those little fun dips. So on this section here, I have cut a piece of designer series paper that's gonna get attached on my front. So here's my finished one. And when you open, you have that little piece of DSP there. So we're gonna grab my silicone mat. I'm going to flip it over. This again is from the Dandy Designs Designer Series paper. If you've just joined us, please let me know that you're here, and I appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. And if you are not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. I do post pretty often. This week I am having a video every day. I didn't post on Sunday, but I had one yesterday and today, and there'll be one tomorrow. I'm doing Valentine treats for the week. Okay, so and that's the little box. Isn't it super cute so far? Okay, now the front cover, as you can see, it's short. So what I have done is I've cut a piece of balmy blue to layer on top of this piece so that it gives me a little border all the way around of that Coastal Cabana, which is the color that I'm using here. I'm going to bring up this just a slight bit so that you guys can see when I put it down. So when I layer this over the top, it's going to give me a border all the way around. That's what I want. So this is a 3 3/8 by 3 3/8 inch piece of balmy blue. And I have a piece of Designer Series paper to glue over the top of it. That's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I only went, I used the 1/8 because I just wanted a very small border all the way around. You guys will see in a second. I'm going to go ahead and glue the 3 1/4 inch piece. So there's that. You guys all still with me? So then this piece is going to get attached on top. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get all of our parts and pieces ready and on it, except for our owl and our little conversation heart that's up here. Okay. So the next piece that we're going to be using is this little strip. And this is a piece of basic white cardstock. It's 1/2 inch by 3 1/4 inches. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you being here, and thank you very much. I'm glad that you like the box. I think it turned out super cute. I'm quite pleased with it. Thanks for introducing yourself. I appreciate having you on our live tonight. So this little strip is the piece that I have glued across this part. Okay, so this is going to get glued right here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my strip onto my piece here, and I'm just going to leave about a 1/2 inch, maybe the same width of this little strip down here of the DSP. So that's going to go there. Looking cute so far. Okay, we have some little hearts. Now the hearts were cut out from the Conversation Bubbles little heart dies. And so I cut some in Coastal Cabana and some in Balmy Blue. Those are the two colors that I am using for this. Little Jasper hair there. Jasper is my daughter's bunny. He's actually in here, so he may act up. I don't know. He's a free roaming bunny, and so he just has a mind of his own. So I'm going to go ahead and put these little hearts down onto my pad here. And we want our little owl to sit in between them. And so I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 Coastal Cabana and 1 Balmy Blue. And these I'm just going to put off to the side for right now. So these are the ones that are going to go on top. All right. So here we go. Here's 1 heart. Let's put the other one right here. And we'll put the last one on this side. So that's what we have so far. Let's work on our owl next. So I have a scrap piece of basic white, just big enough that my little guy is gonna fit on here. And I'm gonna grab my Memento ink pad. And whew, it's wet on that side there, but hopefully it won't get too crazy. I got a little excited. Let me stamp it on a scrap paper first and make sure that it's not oversaturated, since I got a little crazy. Yeah, let me ink that a little differently. I'm actually going to bring the pad to it. Okay. Such a cute little owl. So we're going to go ahead and press him down. Isn't he precious? All right, so I'm going to explain the colors that I'm using for him. I'm using Stampin' Blends to color him. So I'm cleaning my stamp on my chamois there. Sorry, I'm sliding my mat all over the place. So for the owl, we are going to be using Smoky Slate, Light and Dark. And when you purchase these, you get a light and a dark in the package. We're also going to be using Balmy Blue, Light and Dark. And then I'm using the light Bermuda Bay and the light Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to start with Daffodil Delight because it's the least amount of things have to be colored with it. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to do his little beak and his little feet. So cute, this owl. So that's it for Daffodil Delight. Super quick. We'll go next to our Bermuda Bay Light. And I'm going to start with his bow tie. And when I color, I like to outline to make sure that I do not get outside the lines. So once I've outlined, I'm going to come to the center and I'm going to darken by just going over the top a few times. And then these little lines that the artist gave us here, I'm also going to darken them. I'm going to bring my camera down just slightly more so that you guys can see me color him a little better. So that darkening right there helps to give you a two-tone look with one color of Stampin' Blend. And so hopefully now that I've dropped the camera down, you can see that differentiation of the dark and the light colors of the blends. All right, so now we're going to work on the smoky slate portion, which is the main owl pretty much. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my light smoky slate, and I'm going to start with that. And I'm going to pretty much do the whole owl in the light smoky slate. But I still am going to take section by section. I'm not doing his inner ear. I'm going to leave that for some dark. I'm going to do his face here. I'm just going to work my way around. And I'm going to make sure that I don't get in his eyes. So I'm actually giving him a little ring all the way around. Because that way when I color and fill in, I make sure that I do not color in his white of his eyes. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see pretty good with me dropping that camera. All right, and we're gonna come down here. We'll do his little wings. So cute, this owl. All right, so there you can see that he's colored all in the light smoky slate. I'm gonna take the dark and I'm gonna do his ear, his inner ears. And I'm also going to do this little apron, I call it, but I don't know what it's actually called on him. I decided to use the one with the bow tie because I just thought he was so cute for this Valentine project. So now you can see he has kind of this hair that the artist gave him these little flecks. So I'm going to go around the areas that kind of show that hairy part of him, kind of where the artist's lines are, and I am going to mimic those with my Stampin' Blend, with my darker blend. I'm also going to do that around his wings and around his body area, like so. So now you can see that I have the darker lines all the way around him. But I don't want them to be super dark. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to blend that darkness in by just overlapping it with my light again, and that will help to blend the two pieces together, especially around his face. And then of course on the areas of his wings that I did the dark, and around here, and then right here his little hair on his head. So cute, isn't he precious? So that helps to blend that darkness in so that it gives two-tone without a stark darkness to that. So we're going to do his eyes next. And again, I'm using light and dark, but I'm using Balmy Blue. I'm going to start with the light, and I'm going to do the inner part of his eye with the light Balmy Blue. And I just want to deepen them slightly. So I'm going to leave the light at the top, and I'm going to just add a little bit darker down near the bottom of his eyes. Can you see the two-tone in his eye there? And I'm going to darken, again, the darker blue one more time so you can see the light and the dark Balmy Blue in his eye. I think it just gives it more of a lifelike quality. So that's why I use the two colors there. All right. So there's no dies for this particular stamp set, so we have to fussy cut this out. And since I do not have my hands working very well, I have already done that. And so here is my owl already cut out. So we're going to use our dimensionals, the regular and the minis. And I am going to attach them onto the back of my owl. And I'm going to grab these little ones. Jasper is starting to come to life, as you guys can hear. I'm sure he is chewing on something. I don't know what it is. Probably one of his toys. He likes to be part of the live as well. So if you hear any noise, that's where it's coming from. Okay, so I also like to take the sides of my pieces when, here's another Jasper here, the sides of my dimensionals when I am done, and I use those to get thin strips or pieces that I use on the smaller parts. Like I definitely want a piece here on his foot, but it's very small, so I need to use a thin piece. And I'm going to do the same thing where his ears are. I'm going to put a thinner piece. This piece here is just way too little. I didn't mean to get one quite that small. And here's another one for the other little ear area, because I just like it to be nicely supported. I'm going to try and get rid of this little piece that I cut too small. I'm going to put it on the wing there, but if I didn't cut it, I wouldn't have used it there. Okay, so there are my dimensionals. Let's go ahead and pull the backs off of them. And I also have my little chat bubble, which I have already stamped. Here is the stamp for it. I stamped it in the Balmy Blue ink, which is this one. And I have it ready to be popped up also. So I'm gonna grab 2 dimensionals for that. And you can see that there's 2 sides to every sheet of paper because I used the back of a sheet that I had already stamped on. So those are my 2 pieces that are ready to go onto this piece here. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab my take your pick tool, and I like to pull the backs off of my Stampin' Dimensionals with my take your pick tool, because if you've never watched me and never seen me do that, here they are stuck on my take your pick tool, and then I can just toss them right in the garbage. I'm gonna bring the camera up a little bit. I think I'm a little bit too close now for you guys to see me make the rest of this project. Let's make sure that we are steady. There we go. So, whoops, I must have already pulled that one off. Here we go, one more. All right, so there are, oh, one more. I over-dimensionalize, guys, so those of you who watch me regularly know that I do that. All right, so we're gonna stick our little owl kind of sitting on that white little area that I left for him. And then we're gonna pull the 2 backs off of his little chat bubble. We're gonna give him that right there at the top. And so now we're gonna glue our box piece inside of our little holder. Okay, so we're gonna start by putting on the back 3 sections. Just like so. And it's gonna fit right there, right before this section. So I'm gonna bring it around and make sure that it will wrap and hold it in place so that its little sides kind of fit there, okay? And what I did on mine, on my other one, is I put adhesive on the bottom and I attached it to this piece so that it would bend in this format. And I think I'm gonna do that again. I don't want it to be quite so loose, so I'm gonna go ahead and put adhesive here, which would be the bottom. So now I'm gonna turn it this way. I have to move this out of the way so you guys can see. So here is that. I'm just gonna give it a second, and another thing you can do to help press it down is put your bone folder in there and give it a nice press. All right, so it has to adhere first. So let's go ahead and put our 2 fun dips inside and hold that in place while the glue is setting. We can glue our Love Ya right here. So I have already die cut out the large bubble. I did it twice. I did it once in white and once in balmy blue, and I got the outline and the white part. So we're gonna stamp in the white part the word Love Ya in Coastal Cabana. So I'll grab my pad here. The Love Ya comes in the Conversation Bubbles stamp set. So there's Love Ya. And then we're going to attach this over the top. So let's get our wet glue out. I'm also going to raise the camera just slightly more because I think I'm still a little bit too close. All right, there we go. Now you guys can see all the mess I've made on my desk. Let's go ahead and clean that. All right, we're gonna start by gluing this white piece, white bubble, chat bubble, conversation bubble, onto our piece here. I'm just gonna hold it, get that to set, and then I'm going to attach the frame around it. I don't know if I put enough adhesive on this little stem part. I'm gonna hold that down. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and put our wet glue, which is why I use my silicone mat, because sometimes I make a mess when I do skinny things like this. You never know. If the glue is newer, I just recently opened it, I tend to make more of a mess than when it's been around for a while. Alright, so I'm going to grab my tweezers so I don't get that glue on my hands. And then we're going to go ahead and glue that into place around our little chat bubble. And then we're going to take these 3 little hearts, as you can see here, and we're just going to glue them around my little love ya, just wherever it will work. So I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive on the back. All right, and we'll grab these and start gluing them down. Let's put one here. Let's put a blue one a little bit more to the right. Maybe here. I'm going to do it a little different than the last one. I don't want them to look identical. So there's that one. Let's put this one on the top, maybe in the middle. Oops. Stuck to my finger and not to the paper. There we go. So there's that. And we're doing good inside. I think we're all glued up because now this bends down very nicely. We have our fun dip in. I have to make sure that this piece is not down like that because then it won't stand in there correctly. I think pretty much all areas of the US have Dollar Trees or dollar spots or dollar stores. And that's where I purchased those little fun dip packs. Okay, so now we're going to add adhesive just to this top panel, and then we're going to attach our little owl on there. So I'm going to, it's a very small border that's going to show, so I don't have to be scared of putting glue where it's not going to be seen, because pretty much I can be generous with my glue and it won't be shown. So now that I have my glue on that top panel, I'm just going to hold it together by pushing on this bottom and these top sides, which help that little piece here hold enough for me to grab my little owl and place him down. And I want to make sure he's nice and even, so I'm going to slide him, which is why I'm using the wet glue in the first place. Because when you use that glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room, and that wiggle room allows you to move him into place where you want him. And so that is where I want him. So I'm going to go ahead and open this and press that down now. So that's what we have so far. So time for our ribbon. Here it is. And yes, I'm going to attempt to tie a ribbon with you guys. If I don't do it well, I apologize. Again, on the 24th of the month, I am going to the doctor, and I should be fine after that. But that was the first appointment that I could get. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate your kind words. So now I'm going to do a little knot, and so I'm just going to hold this and kind of push this through. Hopefully my fingers will be able to grab it, but if not, that's what I have tweezers for, right? So I'm going to use my tweezers to be my other hand. There we go. And we have a little knot. So don't make it too tight because you want to be able to slide it on and off. And the ribbon length is 11.5 inches, so you can do 12 inches if you want to give yourself a little bit more to tie with than what I did there. So I'm going to use my ribbon scissors, and I am going to cut the end of this ribbon, the part that I pushed through there. And this one looks pretty good. All right. So there is my adorable little fun dip holder using the adorable owls and the Conversation Bubbles bundle. I just think that it turned out so cute. I'm kind of in love with it. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me put it together. Well, of course, you have to have all the stuff to make the project, but because it's celebration, Cindy, the best part about it is that you can get your adorable owls for free when you purchase the bundle, because the bundle is $46.75 in the US, and the owls are free with a $50 purchase. So if you just add an adhesive, or, oh, I forgot to put the pearls. Let me grab the pearls. The pearls are out of the annual catalog, and I think they're $8. So if you add the pearls, I fell asleep and almost forgot the pearls. I'm surprised you guys weren't yelling at me. The pearls, the pearls. So the pearls come in three. Ones that are solid white, ones that kind of have a little bit of coloring, and then the actual pearl tone. And so I'm using these here at the top. So I'm going to take, I believe I used the larger, yeah, the larger heart. I'm going to put it here over that middle heart on the Conversation bubble. And then I'm going to put one in his hand. Let's put one in his hand. Make sure it's the right direction. They like to turn on the clear plastic that they're housed on, so you have to make sure you have in the right direction. So he's handing a heart, and then let's put one down here, maybe right here on this green little square. So there they are. So he has one in his hand, one on the bubble, and one down here on the little square. So if you add these hearts and you purchase the Conversation Bubbles bundle right here, which is on page 39 of the mini catalog, it's $46.75. Then you can get your hearts, and then you can get your owls for free. Of course, you can use any designer series paper that you wish. I used the Dandy Designs, which is also another freebie out of the celebration brochure, which is free with a $100 purchase. So don't forget about my host code, guys. I do have a host code, and the host code is on my website. So when you go to my website, I'll show you how to get there. Let's see. Let's go to my website. So we're going to go to my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com. You're going to click the little hamburger, and you're going to click home. And when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see my photo, and under my photo is this, and it has the host code. If you're going to use the host code, which means you're going to spend less than $150, if you click on the actual picture of my host code, it takes you directly to the online store, and it also puts the host code in for you. So that's a really cool way to do it. If you're going to spend over $150 when you're, when you're in my online, when you're on my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, if you click on the little hamburger, which is those three lines, and then you click on Shop with Me, it takes you to my store, and then you can choose anything you want. You can put it in there. So there's lots of options for the host code and for shopping. So There's so many great things right now in the store, so you guys have to definitely check that out. I appreciate you guys being here. I am live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Cheryl. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Cindy, for interacting with us. I appreciate you being here as well. If you don't have a demonstrator, please feel free to drop me a line and let me know that you need catalogs. I do have the catalogs on my website as well that you can look at temporarily, or you can just go right to my online store and shop directly from there. Does anybody have any questions before I let you go? All right, I guess there are no questions. I'm going to put my little bow on my other little project. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Don't forget about the conversation bubbles and adorable owls. And I will see you next week on Tuesday. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments, or you can send me a message. In the description below, I have lots of links for you to reach me. I'm more than happy to speak with you if you have any questions about purchases or anything else that you might need. And I appreciate you guys being faithful and being with me on a weekly basis. Thanks for being here. Cindy, I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, Cheryl, for joining us. Thank you, Lou, again for being here. And John, of course. You guys have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping! Oh, thank you, Lynn. I'm so glad you're here. Bye, guys.